Evening, everybody. Al Brogreen here tonight.
Hey guys, Corey Fair here.
Yeah, so we're putting together this recovery retreat weekend, January 10th, 11th, and 12th. Just as a reminder on the dates, mark that in your calendar, your Google, your Outlook, however you do your calendaring, if that's a word. Anyways, we came up with 4 topics to talk about recovery, and they're all really, really important. So we're going to let this start, and we have a timer going so we don't run this overtime too badly, and this is going to end up being posted on YouTube. We're going to load up your information to come check this video out on Facebook. So anyway, Corey, to start the topic off tonight, what's your thought on addiction? You know, what is addiction for you?
Addiction for me, I know this isn't the textbook definition, but for me addiction is any behavior that is a problem that is causing, negative consequences in your life. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be internet, video games, Facebook, porn, gambling, whatever. That's anything that is causing a negative outcome in your life that is affecting your life. Yeah, it doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol, and especially with technology this day and age, there's a lot of addictions out there causing a lot of harm, and that's one of the reasons you and I do what we do. So
yeah, right on. Thanks for that. I'll give you my thoughts on it. I'm going to kind of do what I believe is a textbook version of doctors and psychologists and counselors that are kind of on the same belief path. And addiction, as I understand it, is anytime a person takes something and puts it in here, or they put it in here, or they put it in here, or they absorb it some other way. Some people do this. So whatever their addiction is, it can be busyness, it can be being a workaholic. Mm-hmm. People have talked about that back in the 80s and 90s. Oh, I'm a workaholic. Well, guess what? It's back, and it's a vengeance again, right? Yeah. But addiction is when you continually repeat a behavior that has negative consequences, and the outcome only gets worse and worse, and you keep going back to that reinforcement that you're not worthy, and that your self-esteem is shattered, and you deserve to be depressed. That's what addiction does to you. It knocks you down one step at a time. It just takes you lower and lower and lower. That's what addiction really is. There's only one real way out of that, and that's you have to get yourself into some sort of a program where you can recover from that state of despair and hopelessness. And we do offer that in our retreat coming up. So anyways, that's kind of my definition in a nutshell. So it's very behavioral, and in most cases it's usually trauma-based.
Yeah. For me, doing the addictions coaching that I do, when I work with people, people think they're just snorting coke or drinking booze or whatever just for the sake of doing that. Well, no, it goes much, much, much deeper than that. There's underlying causes why we do what we do, and until you address those causes, nothing will happen. So you have to get to the root of the problem. You have to dig deep, and once you do that, that's when things start to change.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the magic of recovery, right? Because
exactly. Yeah.
once you get to that point, you move into that. This is a great segue on what we're talking about into going to our next topic is what is a mastermind? Corey, give us a definition of what a mastermind is for you, and how you're going to implement that in our recovery retreat weekend.
Yeah, so we're going to do a mastermind group session on the Sunday, and again, I don't know the textbook definition of a mastermind group, but basically it's just surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and you and I have both done some mastermind groups together, and getting together, with people like us, right?
Yeah.
Big thinking, super motivated, hungry for success.
Like-minded.
Yeah, just really big things come of it, and we just bounce ideas off one another. We help lift each other up. We help keep each other accountable, motivated. Like big things happen from these, and I'm fired up. What's your take on that?
All right. right? So my take on this here is, from what I've learned and from my studies on doing masterminds, it's really, really a neat environment, because once you get the people together, the people on the Saturday evening, although they know that they're doing work and they're being presented a ton of information, it's going to be kind of information overload, and that's why they need to do some homework. That's going to feed right into the mastermind, because we're going to have an hour of sharing. You know, maybe 5-6 people in the course of an hour, they'll share what their experience was like, and then we're going to move into the mastermind, the actual thing. When that mastermind occurs, the people will be split up into probably 2 groups. Hopefully we can do 1 group, it would be really nice, but if we do 2 groups, people will get more time. The discussion will be surrounded in the mastermind about what Corey and I actually decide that we're going to facilitate the mastermind, and it's leaning. So we might discuss trauma, right? Trauma recovery, addiction recovery. We haven't put the actual title on the mastermind itself yet, but it's bringing people together. They're going to understand what's going on in the mastermind, and they're going to have a question for the group. They're going to ask the group for help. They're going to ask their question, and then they have to be quiet. And the group will have a set amount of time to respond with feedback. And the only response you're allowed to go is, "Thank you, sir," or "Thank you, ma'am. I'll take that into consideration." You're not to argue back. You're not to cross-talk. Nobody's to jump in. You have your time to make a comment. You can say, "This has worked for me in the past," and share that information. Don't make it a do you, because if you haven't done it, how can you support it, right? So, anyway, that's masterminds. To me, it's one of those things that when you get all this information, we'll do live recordings. Everybody can use their own device and listen to the feedback they get from the group.
Someone will be taking notes for you at the same time. Like if I'm sharing to the person to my left will be, you know, taking time, and you would be taking notes for me, and then we just go around the circle just like that. So you will have that either on recording or notes written down, or both.
Yeah.
And it's really helpful to refer back to that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that you can build on. Corey and I, we've built great relationships with people that we've met in masterminds.
Absolutely.
And we continue to be friends with these people and communicate with them. I'm going to say at least bi-weekly. You know, everybody's kind of in the loop of what somebody else is doing. So it helps build your brand, it helps build your business, and it also helps get you sober.
Absolutely.
And clean.
Nobody can do this alone.
No one can do this alone.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of people always kind of ask, another thing is our purpose. What are we doing this for, Corey?
I struggled with my identity and my purpose in life for a very long time. Growing up, even when I was younger, you know, going to high school and feeling definitely wasn't one of the popular kids, felt like I didn't fit in, and you know, that's why I gravitated to the drugs and alcohol when I started doing that stuff. It's just like,
relate to that.
yeah, it's just like, finally I feel better, I fit in, right? And you know, I graduated high school, and then started bouncing around from job to job and started partying and getting into the harder drugs, and for years I wondered why I did that, and I now know that I did that stuff for the attention, so I could do it, you know, hey, look at me, I'm doing drugs, I'm cool, I must fit in now, right? So yeah, that's why I did that stuff, but I never felt like I had a purpose in life, and then I got, you know, I my injury, mental health and addiction, and just completely destroyed my life. And my identity was that I was basically a cripple because of my chronic pain, and that I was an addict, and I had no purpose in life. Now that I've been clean since August 2018, this kind of all started with a simple Facebook post about my mental health, about getting clean, and it has just exploded for me ever since. The opportunities, just amazing things have happened because of that. And I now know my purpose is helping other people, and this is why you're watching right now. I love helping people. This is what I was meant to do. I want my life experience to help make this world a better place, and I'm loving life because of it. So, what's your take?
Wow, You just said a whole mouthful. Yeah, I agree with you on so many points. It's poignant to be able to serve others. I think, you know, I was given freely, almost freely. I had to pay for homewood out of my own pocket, but I was given freely a program of recovery at that time, and I hung on to it just with everything that I had, because I knew what I was doing was absolutely harmful to myself at the time, and I had learned a better way. So for me, my purpose is that I've learned a better way. I've gone to school, I've upgraded, I've gotten the certificates that I'm required to do counseling in Canada and 42 other countries, so I'm recognized as an international counselor. And my purpose is to carry the message to as many people as I possibly can and get them started on their road to recovery. The other part of the purpose that I want to let everybody know is you do not have to be in a 12-step program to get recovery. There is recovery without the 12 steps. And I want to make that very poignantly clear. So anyways, I just want to throw it back to you on the purpose that you don't need to do 12-step recovery programs, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people think, you know, that's the only way, and that is one way that helps a lot of people, but a lot of people, you know, they go into the rooms, into the programs, and it's just not a good fit. It's just not for them. Yeah. And, you know, there's more than one way. You don't have to do the 12-step program. Yeah. I'm still going to tell you, hey, give it a try. Like, I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. I'm in it. I'm making a lot of progress in it, but that's not the only way. Yeah. Going back to, you know, my purpose, why I do all this, like, I just feel with all my life experience, especially with the opioid epidemic going on all around us, I cannot sit back. I will not sit back and do nothing. I feel very compelled. I have to do what I do, and yeah, I just love doing this stuff and love helping others. And it is definitely like a new addiction, but a positive addiction.
Right on. Yeah, when I go back to the purpose thing, because that's why I threw it back to you, that you know, there are great programs of recovery that are 12-step, and I believe in them, and they do help people. If you want to fast track your recovery, this is what we're talking about. And again, we can get you started on a recovery program in 3 days, and you'll get back up. Along with that, we're going to make another video about aftercare as well. So anyway, to wrap up our topics, the next topic that we've decided to talk about tonight is helping others. So can you give me a little bit about helping others?
Yeah. Again, I mentioned earlier about doing a Facebook post, and that is what has led me down this path. I had no plan, no purpose for that. I was just doing it because I was proud of my accomplishment. I wanted to show some close friends that recovery is possible if you're willing to put in the work. And then, yeah, I just started getting all these messages from people thanking me and telling me that I've inspired them to reach out for help and that I'm motivational. And I was like, holy cow, wow, this feels pretty good. And then I kept on doing the posts, kept on getting the feedback. I was like, wow, I'm really onto something here. I love doing this, and that is how I found my purpose in life. Yeah. And like I said, helping other people, there is no better feeling on the planet. And you know, just sitting down and coaching someone, or even talking to them on the phone, or like messaging with them, and knowing that you're helping that person, it is the ultimate feeling, and I absolutely love it. And yeah, that's my take.
Right on. The one thing that always strikes me in helping others is the old adage that a lot of people hear in addictions programs, and it's hurt people hurt people. Well, there's a new one coming out, and we're gonna kind of stomp all over it. It's that healthy people help people. So when you get given the opportunity, like myself and Corey has had, and we are healthy, we are clean from addictions, we're passionate about what we do, we're able to pass that message back to you, and I know that how it works is that 60% or more to about 90% will pay it forward. So what we're going to teach you, you're free to go and teach it to your friends This isn't psychological babble or anything else. This is just proven information. It's trauma busting, it's fear busting, and we will get you on your path to recovery fast track. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about yet before we wrap?
I think that's one reason you and I are doing as good as we are, because we're paying it forward, we're helping other people, and it just gives you the ultimate satisfaction. And we talked about this earlier about, I don't care how low you are, I don't care what your situation is, it doesn't matter. Stop the excuses, become 100% accountable for your situation, put in the work, and amazing things can happen. Like, what's the difference between you and I and Wayne Gretzky or Arnold Schwarzenegger? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all got 2 arms, 2 legs.
Yep. Put
Go
our
to
pants
sleep
on
the
the same way.
wake up the same. Yeah, there's no difference except for what goes on up here. So
Yeah.
if we can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. On that note, I think I'm just about done. We have to edit this and get it posted, and you guys will get a chance. This is going to go up on YouTube, and we're going to share a link. We're going to cut the tape and do a little portion to throw on Facebook. Give you the Facebook YouTube link, and you'll be able to watch this video, as this video is pushing 16 minutes plus. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for having a listen, and watch for our next video, okay?
Thanks, guys.